Hello Air Tractor Nation, I'm Tom Menker here with you today at Sofic, Special Operations Forces Industry Conference, where we have the 802U on display to the Special Operations Forces of the U.S. as well as many partner nations that are visiting here with us in Tampa. We focused this particular configuration on a light ISR multi-sensor capability where you have the ability to fuse a variety of sensors into one picture, the ability to then data link that image to ground forces if necessary, to other headquarters locations if necessary, to other aircraft if necessary, and it provides that networked feature that the U.S. Air Force Chief of Staff has been talking about for quite some time. If you're not in the network in terms of data link, if you're not in the network in terms of being able to pass your information for targeting of enemy activity, we can't have you on the team. It also gets our partner nations, that network, into the game by an aircraft that can be maintained and operated by our partner nations rather effectively. The aircraft has proven that in its 20-plus year history, over 770 of these aircraft have been delivered. In many cases, the majority have been delivered to partner nations. They've proven that they can maintain this aircraft, operate this aircraft, and that's the case today. That'll be the case in the future. We're new to the defense industry, but we're happy to say we're going to be here for a long time, and we're here to stay. Let's take a look at some of the features. The 802U is unique in that it has a variety, a multiplicity of hard points on which to load sensors. 8 in the wing, 3 in the fuselage. Each of these are capable of carrying a 500-pound class weapon. The mission system, the L346 Widow, in the case of the longsword variant, has the ability to take ISR input from a signals intelligence pod, input from an EO/IR pod, input from the synthetic aperture radar that's in the nose turret, fuse all that information into a single picture where it becomes transparent to the pilot where that data came from, but it's all information that he can use. It's all information that can allow the targeting of an adversary, targeting of enemy activity, and also passing the information to a ground unit so they can take action if necessary. That's one of the unique capabilities of the 4.6 Widow mission system, is that it can fuse all that information into a single picture from multiple sensors. In this configuration, we have not just one EO/IR ball, but we have 2. First one made by Raytheon, their MTS-A 15-inch EO/IR ball. But on top of that, we have on this side the MX-15 EO/IR ball made by L3 WESCAM. The flexibility of having 2 sensors, 2 EO/IR sensors, gives us significantly enhanced combat capability. Note that we have a pilot in the front, can be managing this ball. The weapon system operator in the back seat can be managing the other ball. A huge increase in terms of awareness that the pilot and the mission system operator have, as well as the ability to data link those images to ground forces, to headquarters, and other aircraft so they can take action as well. We find that generally speaking, 3,000 feet is all this aircraft needs in a variety of pressure altitudes and a variety of dirt strips for full 16,000-pound gross weight on takeoff operations. If it's a sea level situation, that number decreases dramatically. The aircraft doesn't need a lot of space, but it gives you a lot of flexibility and opens up the doors for a lot of potential in terms of austere locations and forward operating bases that other weapon systems don't allow. Incredibly crucial on fighting terrorist activity in places like Africa, Southeast Asia, Latin America, and the Middle East, where you don't necessarily have a runway adjacent to or nearby enemy activity. With 802U, that problem is resolved. We like to think of the 802U in terms of a rather simple motto: dependable, durable, decisive. It's dependable because it comes with a full FAA type certificate. It's withstood the intensive and rigorous engineering analysis of the FAA. It's a product upon which we can expand and develop rather impressively. It's dependable because it has over 2.5 million flight hours with fully mission capable rates of 95% and above. Even in Colombia, while flying in a counter-narcotics mission to eradicate the coca fields of Colombia, where it was shot at on the majority of the missions with small arms, the aircraft still had a fully mission-capable rate of above 95%. This history, over 2.5 million flight hours, an international sustainment mechanism that's in place to support operations in Southeast Asia, Africa, the Middle East, and Latin America, customers can rely upon an aircraft that's going to meet all of your flight requirements. It's durable because it's designed to be operated from rugged field on the first day that it's flown. It's durable because it's able to withstand impact from poor landings perhaps, or withstand impacts from uneven airstrips, but still continue flying rather effectively. Lastly, the aircraft is also decisive. It's decisive because it carries a wide array of ISR sensors, giving the aircraft the ability to detect enemy activity in good weather or in bad. It's decisive because it carries a variety of munitions. Today here at Sofic, we're focused upon the ISR sensors, but this could be the flight lead. A second wingman or a third wingman or a fourth wingman could be then focused upon carrying payload. This aircraft is capable of carrying up to 6 GBU-12 laser-guided bombs, 500-pound class munition on one aircraft. The flight lead could be doing activity where he's monitoring the enemy, detecting enemy activity, determining if rules of engagement have been met, allowing then for that pilot to employ its own weapon, the Hellfire for instance, or have his wingman engage with a variety of other munitions if a GBU-12 500-pound laser-guided bomb is more effective. The ability for this aircraft to take off with 6 GBU-12s and still have fuel that allows it to be on station for over 6 to 8 hours with that heavier payload is a rather unique, decisive, and enabling capability both for U.S. Special Operations Forces as well as our partner nations in combating terrorism today where it exists.